Walking past your child, getting a glimpse of that bright and colorful Roblox screen, which they just can't seem to let go of, is a constant stress-inducing reminder of whether what you're allowing is a good thing. Now, for me personally, the worry was, what do I not have eyes and ears on when it comes to Roblox? Don't worry though, we're going to fix that. I spent time inside Roblox, testing different games, features, to see how this platform behaves in the real world. Most parents don't have the time to play digital watchdog every time their child wants to play. So I jumped into it myself. Partly for the sake of my own kids, but also to show you the things that you need to be aware of. At the end, I'll give you my verdict on whether I would let my own kids get into Roblox. Roblox is not one game. It's a platform full of user-made games, or experiences as Roblox likes to call them. Think YouTube, but for games. YouTube is the platform. Creators upload their videos for others to watch, and viewers jumps from one video to the next. Similarly, Roblox is the platform, and creators upload their games for others to play. That means that safety, quality, and tactics can wildly differ from one game to the next. And there are millions of them. Not just games, but simulators, social spaces, role-play worlds, and everything in between. Kids get hooked on Roblox because it's endless. Game after game after game. There are infinite options, constant superficial rewards, and their friends are there. Roblox does a brilliant job of recommending the next thing and the next thing over and over again. It is really easy for a short session to turn into an extremely long one. One of the most frequent questions I see is, can my child play Roblox alone without running into strangers? Usually, no. Roblox is multiplayer, and most games will put your child into public servers with other players. Some games have private servers, but it depends on the game. It can cost money, and it requires extra steps, which, let's be honest, most kids won't reliably do every single time. Now, being in a public server doesn't automatically mean that your child will be interacting with other players. Seeing other players in the game world versus interacting with them are two very different things. Roblox does restrict some interaction features by age group, and we'll get to that. But the bottom line is, if your child is on Roblox, you can assume that they will be sharing game spaces with other players. And there's an inherent risk that they could be interacted with. Let's talk about one of the most obvious risks I uncovered while digging around. Roblox is free to start, but many games aggressively push Robux purchases, upgrades, boosts, cosmetics. And in some of the most popular experiences, kids can absolutely feel the pressure to spend just to keep up. Now, you don't have to spend a lot of time in this platform to notice a pattern. I came across an abundance of games dedicated to the idea of winning money, sometimes framed as in-game cash, other times dressed up to look like actual Robux. And the model that these games pitch is fairly simple. Complete an objective, like completing a parkour course, crossing a glass bridge, surviving a gauntlet, and then you win a massive payout at the end. The issue is that these challenges are often extremely difficult, sometimes to the point where it feels unrealistic to the average player to complete them. And right alongside that, the game is riddled with items and game passes, priced in Robux, which costs real money, and the purchasing of those items and game passes make the challenge easier, helping you reach the promised pot of gold. The actual situation is that the game promises a big payout. The challenge is severely stacked against you, and the game nudges you towards spending real money in order to improve your odds. That design can feel uncomfortably close to gambling-like mechanics, just repackaged in a kid-friendly skin. Especially if the big payout at the end isn't real Robux or anything of meaningful value. Now, does Roblox pressure your child to spend money? Often, yes. And to be fair, creators deserve to get paid if they make something high quality. Monetization is not the issue here. The problem is how often it is abused. Most of these experiences have these payment walls baked right into the game worlds, as opposed to having it somewhere tucked in a menu where you can easily ignore it. Your child walks up to something interesting, and immediately a pop-up appears asking for Robux. And if everything that they turn to asks for money, that's not a great feeling. And it's a perfect recipe for, I can't keep up unless I pay. This is where the pay-to-win dynamic shows up. It can feel to your child like they're losing or falling behind, especially if their friends are spending. And some experiences actively amplify that social pressure through celebratory visuals like podiums and leaderboards praising the highest donors and spenders, which sends a very clear message about status on the platform. One popular experience that stood out to me was Please Donate, where the only objective is for you to occupy a booth and ask other players to donate Robux to you. Now, this ask can sometimes be tied to a particular action like jumping up and down or doing a specific dance or whatever. I'm not saying generosity is bad, but the concern is what this normalizes within kids' social spaces. Money first interaction as entertainment and status tied to who gives and who gets. On a platform where Robux already drives progress and social pressure, experiences like this can quietly reinforce the idea that attention, social standing, and validation are all linked to money, even if there's no clear cause or reason behind it. Anyone can publish experiences to Roblox, so you can never be quite sure what your child is being exposed to. Roblox has a content rating system, and those ratings do help, but they're not perfect. Just because an experience is rated for all doesn't necessarily mean that it's appropriate for younger kids. I've seen multiple all ages experiences with jump scares or scary imagery, which could be totally wrong for a younger audience. It's not necessarily gory, but it's something that will sit in the back of a child's mind at night. Nightmare fuel, so to speak. The bigger picture is how ratings get applied to experiences by the millions. Ratings rely heavily on what creators disclose when publishing their experience. There are automated scanning and enforcement and reporting after the fact. Sometimes human review plays a role. Given the scale of the platform though, deep human review on everything is just not realistically possible. This means that certain experiences can have ratings applied to them which parents won't necessarily find appropriate for a particular age group. Roblox has text chat and for eligible users, voice chat. Even with filters and safety changes, kids can still end up interacting with people you don't know. Roblox chat is safer than it used to be, but it's still not 100% safe. There are a few things that Roblox considers when deciding who your child can talk to and who can talk to them. The old method of just typing your birthday and Roblox trusting you are as old as you say you are is basically gone. To use key communication features, Roblox now uses facial age estimation or ID verification. That means that your child may be asked to upload a selfie or provide an ID document to prove their age. Users are then placed into a specific age group, and that age group determines who they can interact with and who can interact with them. Under age 9, interaction is the most locked down. Interaction can be off by default, and when it is switched on, parent consent is typically required through a parent-linked account. This is the safest bracket on paper. Between the ages of 9 to 12, interaction can be turned on, but it is limited to kids in similar age ranges, and stricter filtering applies. Between the ages of 13 to 17, interaction ramps up. Teens can interact more broadly, and features like direct messaging and voice become possible for eligible users. This is also where Roblox introduces the concept of trusted connections, which could reduce protections. Now, who your child adds as a trusted connection matters a lot here. Because let's be honest, anyone can be added as a trusted connection if you're not watching closely. Roblox now allow parent-child account linking and parental controls, which allows parents to manage privacy settings as well as access to any form of interaction. In many regions, though, parental control severely reduces once the child turns 13. So the younger the child is, the more control the parents will have to lock things down. The older they get, the less control parents will have through settings alone. Even with all of that, the core risk remains. This is a massive online platform where kids can still be exposed to strangers, manipulations, or inappropriate conversations, especially if chat is enabled or if they add the wrong people as trusted connections. During my own review, I stumbled across kids having a conversation in chat, and I got to experience firsthand what they talk about when adults aren't in the room. There were kids casually sharing personal information like their real names, the school that they go to, and even comments like, "I don't know any fifth graders," giving us a solid indication that these are kids within the 10 to 11 age range. Whether it's just innocent oversharing or kids being kids, the risk remains the same. Once a child starts dropping identifiable information in a public space, it becomes much easier for the wrong person to piece together who they are, where they are, and how to reach them. It is worth mentioning that right after this happened, I wasn't able to see anything in chat anymore. The only thing I can see now is a message indicating that I need to complete an age verification so that I can resume using the chat features. Now, I was curious as to whether I just got lucky in experiencing this world before Roblox rolled out the global age verification process, or whether it simply takes a few days for this age verification to kick in after you create a new account. So naturally, I tested this by creating a new account, and I can confidently say that from the date of your new account, age verification requirements are in place, which is fantastic. Age verification reduces risk, but it's a system. Where there's a system, there's always a risk of attempts in beating that system. Whether it's younger kids trying to appear older in order to loosen restrictions, or bad actors trying to appear younger in order to enter younger spaces. I'm not talking about hacks. I'm talking about age misrepresentation and identity claims. The reality is that automated checks aren't magic. Speaking of bad actors, scams are everywhere. Scammers are always looking for naive players who they can trick into handing over sensitive information. In the chats of some of the most popular experiences, I saw promises of free Robux, links to dodgy sites, impersonators, and bot spam. And kids are the perfect targets because Robux is hard to come by. It boosts status, and it's tied to progress in many of these experiences. The number one scam parents should warn their kids about is anything promising free Robux. It's usually bait to get them to click on an unsafe link or hand over their account details. One common pattern that I picked up is bots in chat pretending to be real users acting all excited about the free Robux that they just received from some magical platform, and then encouraging others to use this platform also. And the goal is simple. Get your child to log in somewhere where they shouldn't, and when they do, their account can be taken over, and all of their legitimate Robux and items on their account can be stolen. We've talked about the risks. Let's talk about the benefits. Because there are benefits, but they're very, very specific. Now, Roblox is one of those platforms where you have to separate playing from creating. For most kids, consuming Roblox does not offer any measurable benefit beyond cheap entertainment. Yes, there are educational games, but there's no consistent standard in defining what counts as educational. And there's no way for a parent to control what they deem to be educational in the first place. So measuring the level of education of what your child is consuming becomes a real challenge. The real upside to Roblox only shows up when kids move to the creator side and use Roblox Studio to create their own games. That's where Roblox can become a skills platform. Creating teaches real-world skills like coding and logic, where children learn how scripts and systems work, where they have to debug and problem solve. Design thinking, where they build worlds and design levels, balance difficulty, and improve based on feedback. And then project skills, where they have to plan and iterate and persist in order to deliver something that actually works. So what's the verdict? Roblox's measurable value is in what you can create. If all you're doing is consuming, then there is very little here beyond entertainment value. And most experiences consistently push you towards microtransactions. Making Roblox meaningfully safe requires endless monitoring, consistent strict rules, and permanent policing. Roblox itself isn't uniquely bad. And you can criticize Roblox for low quality, inappropriate experiences about as much as you can criticize YouTube for low quality, inappropriate videos. Roblox is a great concept on paper. Where it gets complicated is the risks don't come from one place. They come from a combination of what Roblox enables and what individual creators choose to do with those tools. Creators decide what social mechanics to build, how to structure rewards, how to use status signals, and how aggressively to push kids towards purchases. Roblox, on the other hand, provides the toolset, the marketplace economy, and the incentive structure that enables those tactics at scale. The level of risk that your child faces is often determined by the individual creator and how they use or misuse the tools that Roblox provides. And from a dad checked it perspective, this is where I think the conversation should land. When a platform is built for kids and teens, and the tools drive psychological hooks, peer pressure, manufactured status, and spending prompts, then it is reasonable to expect the platform owner to put serious guardrails in place to discourage exploitation. And that's not me demonizing Roblox. That's me saying that there's a moral and practical responsibility that goes with running a massive youth-heavy platform. If it were just one issue, maybe we could put the necessary controls in place to manage that. But it's not just one thing. It's the combination of everything at play. And considering that the risks far outweigh the benefits, Roblox is not approved for my kids. If you allow it anyway, please use the parent-child account linking functionality to lock interactions down. Set content restrictions for what it's worth, block spending, and teach your kids the basics of online safety. Don't fall for free Robux promises. Don't click on links that take you away from Roblox. Don't talk to strangers. And do not add trusted connections before talking to mom and dad first. make sure you check out my video on Roblox parental controls setup. It's a step-by-step guide that takes you through the account linking process, shows you the exact settings, and we talk about how it all actually works. If this was helpful to you and you would like to support the work, there's a link in the description to buy me a coffee. Completely optional.